Belle and Sebastian third installment of their EP series, How to Solve Our Human Problem, came out on a Friday, which was the name of Radiohead's original name, by the way. But that's another topic to begin with. Belle and Sebastian come from Scotland, of course, and they named themselves after a French child TV show, of course, which, was a creative thing. And you know what? To think about it, it fits their name that they come from a childhood TV show because they have this childlike aura of themselves, like everything's going to be sweet and fun in the world, kind of like how a pure kid would think about the world and everything. And it's pretty fun and very playful. And they have this energetic, soft music that's pretty folky and stuff like that. And of course, they come from Scotland. They began their rise into fame in 1996 when they formed a group, and they put out several very acclaimed albums. And now they put out this whole EP series. This EP is only 21 tracks, 5 songs to a boot. And I wish they kind of combined their most favorite out of this whole 3 EP series, which kind of remind me of what Green Day did with Uno Dos Tres. But hey, these people, in my opinion, were better than Green Day and Uno Dos Tres. Starting out with a song like Poor Boy, which of course have this funky aesthetic to it. Kind of reminds me of the Average White Band, which also came out of Scotland, I believe. And it has a hell of a good bass to it, to start out the song. And of course, I love the vocals on it. And if any of you have been watching my channel, you would know that I, of course, judge song by song when it comes to EP and grade the EP by song rather than grade the whole album as a whole or the whole music project as a whole, because EPs are much shorter. And I think that it would get across my message of how good each song is without collectivizing it. So just like to say that. And how I see Poor Boy is a funky breakup track about how a woman had to break this young man's heart because she wasn't feeling him and wasn't attracted to him like that. And I would give the overall song a 4.5 when it comes to the execution, the beat, and the overall song. I like it. Oh yes, and everything is now, which is a part 2. I like how they have a part 2 on a part 3 whole saga. But everything is now, which is talking about, I believe, a couple that have joined up together, and now they feel that they're everything and that they will console each other. And it's a very nice song. It has a beautiful acoustic guitar with pianos, and I'm gonna give this track a 5. It just gets better at this point, to tell you the truth. Too Many Tears, which I guess is about being just celebration and being happy that that your closest friend made the wrong decision, and you're pretty much bragging about it. It's a pretty snotty track, if you ask me. Personally, in my opinion, with her saying, I picked the right one while you picked the wrong one, which sounds pretty damn childish to me that you would actually do that to your particular friend when it comes to the idea of finding love. It sounds pretty bratty and childish, which makes sense since they actually named themselves after a childhood program or a fucking children's program, but kind of went off a little bit. sour to me. But still, overall good song. I'm gonna give it a 4 when it comes to this track. All right. So we get to the next track. There is an everlasting song, which kind of is a little bit boring to me. You know, you talk about everlasting songs, but you have a short as hell EP. And plus, it just seems like a generic white guy with acoustic guitar track. You know, if I personally could use that. And, you know, some of y'all might not, some of y'all after this, you'll hear, I'm going to hear you yelling, white boy, you're white boy. You can't do this. White boy, you can't act black. Like just some shit like that. I forgot who was called, who made that song. But still, the song kind of sounds a little bit generic. Like I'm used to this type of folk when it comes to like concepts like this. And it kind of reminds me of the Sound of Darkness, like the Sound of Silence. But, you know, the double pitch vocals was pretty much more awesome than this. But it kind of reminds me of like the whole album, The End of the Fucking World soundtrack a little bit. But I'm going to give this song a 2.5. I'm not really feeling it that much, you know. But yeah, this next track, which is the final track in the whole EP, it's pretty upbeat, and like the instrumentals are upbeat with the whole acoustic guitar getting hit once, which kind of reminds me of the Who track, you know, Baba O'Reilly, where they had the dun, where they just have the one guitar hit and just guitar lick when the song is playing, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, it's a pretty nice song, and I'm gonna give it a 4.5. It kind of brings a little bit of optimism and very happy vibe to the EP that it needed. But yeah, this was a pretty damn good EP. I really like the band, and they're pretty cool. So please like, subscribe, share the video, and guys, I'm out. How did you feel about this whole EP? Tell me in the comment section, and later, guys.